People, good morning. Good, good morning. Good morning again. Good morning. Good morning. All right, guys. Just want to say, let's get everything all set up here first. Give me a moment. Okay, guys. What's going on? Everybody feeling good out there this morning? So happy March 16th, guys. It is 4:31. It is on. It is what we do. This is what we do every day. This is not new. You guys know how we operate. You know what's doing, what we're up to. Um, let's get up, people. Let's get up. Let's get up. Let's get up. It's that time, even on a Sunday. Even on a Sunday. Remember, doesn't matter. Start of your day, middle of your day, end of your day. We are all here. We are all here for the same thing, to focus on our purpose, people. I'm here to encourage you. I do this every morning from 4:30 to 5. The focus is always the same. The reason is always the same. It is all about growth and development. Thank you for those of you who have shown up consistently. Thank you for those of you who are brand new. Welcome in. Thanks for stopping in. Please drop a I'm up in the chat. Today's talk is about learning how to control your emotions, the benefits of having the discipline to control your emotion. This is really important. The reason it's so important is because uh, without emotional discipline, we can easily be controlled by others. We can be controlled by others' behaviors. We can be controlled by others' decisions and controlled by others' actions. All right. And so, in order for us to maintain control over ourselves, we have to be aware that these possibilities are out there. We have to be cognizant that there are constantly challenges, there are constantly people, constantly circumstances, especially if we're looking to get something done with our life, that are looking to control our behaviors based on our emotional response to things. Good morning, everyone. Welcome in. Thanks for stopping in. Please drop a I'm up in the chat. If you have something that you're working on emotionally, if there's an emotional discipline area that you're focusing on, please drop a comment. Give me a thumbs up today, this morning, just to let me know that you're up. If you're up, thumbs up, guys. It's awesome to have you here. And remember, this 4:30 walk. I've been adding elements recently, including some fitness opportunities for myself in terms of some push-ups, some jump squats, occasionally a little sprint. It's hard to sprint and talk, so this is the wake up. Hey Jay, thank you very much for the thumbs up. Jay, how are you doing? Uh, Savvy, thumbs up. Welcome in. I appreciate it, guys. If you're up, let's just drop a thumbs up. Let's get started. Let's start this process early. I start this walk at 4:30. I'm gonna go up this hill. I'm gonna let you guys take a look at this hill. I'm gonna try to run a couple of wind sprints up this hill. All right. Uh, it's actually the opposite. I'll show it to you in just a moment. Slightly. Uh, yes, you do not make or do things on emotions. You do not want to let emotions control you. You have to pause. You have to think. It's a challenge, right? Because emotions are the first thing triggered, and they are very powerful. So it's difficult not to do things based off of emotion, especially if we believe it can make an impact on our day, on our life. So if any of you guys are working on emotional discipline, um, keep in mind that you can drop in the chat what's the area of emotional discipline you're working on. Also, thumbs up, guys. We hear quick thumbs up. So um, I have this I can show you guys is the hill. So I often run sprints on this hill. Here's the challenge for running sprints on this hill doing doing these walk-in talks. They are challenging, guys. So the challenge with running the sprint is less about the ability to be able to perform or complete the sprint. As you can see this morning, it's really windy. The tripod I have is not super stable. However, it does kind of give it some support. And the other challenge is going to be being able to talk after running the sprint. So right now I'm trying to figure out, should I run the sprint and my sprinting days. Oh, hey Jesse, uh, I'm 52, so I guess I have a few more sprinting days left in me. So we're gonna see about getting a good sprint today. I do not want uh, my phone to fall over and be broken while I'm doing this. So I'm gonna see if I can sit this down, uh, get this somewhere stable, turn this camera around. Let me see. So if I turn this camera around, um, so uh, and so, like, it's really important to be able to, uh, oh my goodness, this camera's turned around, so it's hard to focus. Let me see if I can. All right. Uh, Let me see if we get this back together. So I'm going to try to get it. As you can see, this wind is really picking up. It makes it really hard to stabilize the camera. Uh, and then I'm going to try to get down to the bottom of the hill and sprint back up here. So let me see. I'm going to have to turn that off, turn the camera around. I'm using my AirPods, guys. I think my AirPods are providing me with the audio. Uh, if my AirPods are indeed providing me with the audio, then you guys should be able to hear me while I'm on the hill. If I do cut out and you guys can no longer hear me, please let me know. Please drop a comment in the chat. I'll see it when I get back to the device. But I will not be able to hear you for like the next minute or so as I walk down the hill, or I will not be able to see the chat for the next minute or so as I walk down the hill and I prepare to sprint my way back up. Uh, Please, guys, put some like, give me some thumbs up, some encouragement in the chat as I go prepare for this sprint, guys. It is 4:39 in the morning, so I'm going to go ahead and walk down here and then get this sprint back up, guys. So I've never measured this hill, don't know how long it is. Hope my AirPods stay connected, but if they don't, please let me know. Uh, so I'm just going to try to do this run as best I possibly can. See what I can do. It's 52 knee, put it up. not bad for the first run of the day. I think I lost you for a moment, but I made it back up. First run of the day. Talk to me, guys. Tell me what you think. Tell me, how did you feel about that? Did I do pretty good? Not so good? Great. Let me see. It was kind of slow. It was kind of slow. First one in the morning. Let's hope we keep getting better. So let's do some, let's walk a little, try to catch our breath, get another one in before the walk ends this morning. Oh my goodness, guys. Thank you so much. Hey, Johnny. Hey, Jesse, guys. Thank you. Oh, so what are we looking to do, man? How do we control our emotions, right? How do we do better with our decision making, understanding that the emotional impulse to behave in a certain way is always there. Give me just a moment, guys. So I'm gonna be careful, Jesse. So one of the things that we have to do if we want to truly control our behavior, truly control our discipline over our emotions, is we have to be self-aware. We have to first do an assessment of ourselves and see, do we let our emotions run wild on us? Do we allow for others to dictate our behaviors based on them, right? Based on how they respond. Do we allow situations and circumstances to define our next steps? And I'll let you know, it can happen. It can happen a lot. It's really easy for it to happen because we are emotional creatures. We're emotional beings. Emotion is what allows for us to connect. So it's really awesome to be able to identify that emotion serves this value for us. However, at the same time, we need to also identify, hey guys, thanks for stopping in, that on top of emotion being a way to connect, it can be a controlling factor as well. Uh, I keep shaking up my tree. Okay. And so it is it is important, uh, it's important to do this work on ourselves so that we can work on a regular basis on moving forward, right? It's hard to it's not hard. You can't control how other people act, who other people are. Right now I'm doing sprints this morning, so less on distance, more on just getting the sprints in, Calhoun. But usually the first 30 minutes of my day is a walk jog, about 3.5 miles. Uh, when you're young, you make mistakes, need to learn. When you're young, you don't listen to your elders. True, a lot of us don't listen to our elders. Uh, uh, a lot of young people don't listen to their elders. But what's important is understanding young or old, right? There's a lot to be gleaned from making mistakes. It's awesome to have guidance, but a lot of humans, us as humans, we have a tendency of believing that we're the difference maker, that certain rules don't apply to us, that we can overcome certain challenges. And so because of that belief, we have a tendency to go into things at first headstrong, uh, and self-belief isn't a bad thing, but it can bring up situations where we do incur challenges. All right, so uh, All right, not sure. I see we got a lot of we got some strange comments in the thread. I don't respond to all of them. I do try to take a time to speak to um, comments. I enjoy the the engagement and the activity. I find it quite valuable and I appreciate it. However, I don't have the ability to respond to all of the comments, but I appreciate you participating and being here. If there's something relevant to speak on or questions that I ask, I will engage. But for the most part, I'll avoid, things that don't really make sense. Uh, uh, so, uh, off my account, controversial philosophies, not so much so. Here's one of the reasons why they're not really controversial. Oh, the Popo is out here this morning, people. They're not here for me, though. They just drove past me. Uh, but here's one of the things to keep in mind is that my particular philosophies are not controversial. And the reason I say that is because my philosophies are 100% based on you making decisions, taking actions in your life, right? And when you do that, you determine what your purpose is. You determine what you will and will not do. You determine your value, and you also determine what happiness is for you. So you live your purpose. You don't live somebody else's purpose that they have for you for their life or for their business. And so what does that mean? That means you have to get a mindset of understanding who you are. Everybody's sense of happiness and purpose is not the same. However, if you understand your own happiness, you understand your own purpose, you understand your own sense of being, then you do not have to worry about what others may be involved in. You do not have to worry about what others may think of you, how they may view you, or how they may attempt to control you because you're in control of that. Thank you guys so much for being up. I just wanted to share that with you off my account. Not really controversial. It's pretty simple. It's a simple mindset. And if you can adopt the mindset that it's about you and not about others, it helps, right? So it changes your engagement, changes your productivity, changes uh, how you engage with the world, and it allows for you to be happy, right? It allows for you to be able to enjoy your life. So you don't have to worry about me shaking your tree. You don't have to call me a baboon. You don't have to look for somebody else's happiness and try to destroy it. Because if your only happiness is seeing other people unhappy, that speaks more to who you are than who the people are that you choose to demonize. Right. So, what's all that talk about? It's just about being able to understand discipline and understand your ability to control your actions, your behaviors. I really love having people be a part of the process. I really love personally being able to be a part of my own process, no longer removed. I don't know if someone called about me sprinting up the hill on my last sprint, and that's what got the popo active, but I hope not. Uh, you can preach that all you want. Young people don't care. And so here's the thing, the young people do care. The young people just don't have the option, or they haven't been given access to the information or the knowledge in a way in which they get to glean the most from it, right? So saying that the young people don't care is wrong, right? It's absolutely wrong. And then if you are one of the young people, you're starting to take notice, or if you're one of the elder people, you've given up, which means there's an action on your part. There are things you have to do. You have to help make it better. You have to help to improve, right? And so, are we doing those things? Uh, ah, camera blew over, guys. Crap. Uh, see if I can get any activity back on here. I'm so sorry. Camera blew over. I did run the last sprint. I hope you guys can hear me. Oh my God, that one was difficult. All right, so there you go. All right. You're young, you care. That's what I'm talking about. So saying people don't care is more of a statement of your mindset than it is of theirs, right? It's really a statement of whether or not do you care. Do you still have an investment? Do you still find value? Oh my goodness. So I do. Good morning, Mr. Unknown. How are you doing? Uh, so consider your own mindset. But that's what my whole philosophy is about: is your mindset, your thought process, your behavior, the things you do about you, right? And this is why I say this morning's chat is simply about do not let your emotions control you. You must learn to tame your emotions. I want to thank everybody who's here. Hey guys, I appreciate you stopping in. I apologize for the quality of the current uh, video. My power did drop on my device, but here's what I want to say. Uh, I'm trying. I just did that second uphill sprint. My camera fell over before you guys that are here. I didn't measure it, but that hill going all the way down there, that's the sprint. I start right down there by those two trash cans, and then I sprint all the way up this hill, and I finish up here at the top. It was a little bit of a challenge. Again, I apologize for the quality of the video. My device isn't charged correctly this morning. However, I want to stay on point, right? Everyone has to have a mindset. We all have to have a mindset that we use, that drives us, that motivates us. We have to have a catalyst for the things that we do. Don't let others impose their mindset on you. Don't let people tell you, hey, young people can't do this. Old people can't do that. Um, People don't know how to do this. Listen, use your mindset and your belief on you, and then share that with the world and see what happens, because it allows for other people to be great. It allows for other people, it allows for you to see you're not alone in what you believe and what you think and how you feel. Let me see what Jesse said. Uh, right. So Jesse, you're right. That's a difficult situation, right? Uh, the thing about it is this: you, Jesse, as a father, have one job, and it sucks. I have 7 children, and I know my oldest is a 15-year-old. My oldest is a 15-year-old son. My responsibility, as much as I want to tell my son, hey, do what I do, right? I have to allow my son to grow up. I told my children years ago, life does not care about you. Life isn't hard. Life is just what life is. Difficulty comes when you want something. Difficulty comes when you try to achieve something. Difficulty comes when you make a decision and you're trying to move forward. You're trying to do better. You're trying to live a life. Now, here's the challenge: a lot of us don't know what happiness looks like. A lot of us don't understand what being loved look like. And so, since we don't have that understanding, since we don't know what it looks like, we don't really know it when we see it. But Jesse, in this situation, at 60, you have one job, and that's to love your daughter, because she needs you. Whether you know it or not, she needs you. This old movie, freaking uh, Beverly Hills Cop, they recently made another one, right? They recently made another Beverly Hills Cop. I don't know why. I don't know if anybody from this generation remembers the original, but at somewhere in one of the original movies, Eddie Murphy's character had a daughter. I don't spend a lot of time watching movies because I understand that I need to be investing my time better versus consuming it. However, in this particular movie, there's a scene where the daughter says to him, "You were always the dad. I was always the child. You were always the parent. I was always the child." I'm going to have to start heading towards the next section of my workout, so I do apologize for the quality. But as the child said, "You were always the parent, and I was always the child." You are now at a point to understand that it doesn't matter how old that child gets, you're still the parent. And that same purpose that we had when they came into the world. Because right now for you, Jesse, I know it's emotional, man. I know you feel it. It's more than just, hey, I'm giving you some good advice, follow it. You're feeling this right now. There's an emotional attachment. That's your grandbaby. That's your baby. That's her heart. That's her life. And the thing is, you want to be able to say, hey, sweetheart, it's going to be all right. But it's hard to say that because you're also living with the challenges. You're living with the challenges of having been her father and advised her to do otherwise. And she didn't take that advice. But we don't get to opt out. We don't get to say, I don't love you. We don't get to say, hey, you're on your own. We can't because too many of us have gone through that to know that's not the right way because you still want to be in your daughter's life. You still want to be in your grandchild's life. You still want to be an active part of their life, who they are and how they grow. I'm telling you, it is difficult. And I'm not a person who is going to be here and tell you I have all the answers, but I do know this. I do know for you, Jesse, as emotional as that is, as difficult as that is, that all you can focus on are who you are and what you do. And it's a really hard thing for us to do as parents and as adults. And like you said, Arat's in here. He's a young man. He's very young. And Arat's, one of the things that he's looking at is, am I interested in actually knowing myself and developing myself and growing myself? I'm letting you guys know, in order for us to do that, we are going to need to look at us. And it's difficult not to make emotional decisions because so much of who we are is driven by emotion. I know I'm disappearing every time I walk out of the light, guys. I do apologize for that. Uh, but it's one of the consequences of doing this at 4:30 and not adequately preparing your equipment the night before. So, what are the major takeaways? What's our takeaway this morning, guys? Here's what it is. It does not matter. It does not matter whether you are doing this because someone had told you it's a good thing to do. It doesn't matter if you're doing it because someone, it's a belief that you have and you truly want to be involved. Give me a second. Uh, Try to get this camera fixed. What's really important and what's really uh, has to be engaged as part of this process, guys, is simply understanding and knowing that what we're doing, how we act, what our behaviors are, is on us. It's on, it's on our decisions. And we have to be responsible for that. And part of that is the discipline to control our emotions. Jesse had said earlier that things are difficult, and he's having a difficult situation with his daughter in the chat. It's hard to not have that be an emotional decision. It's really hard because this love, this connection that we develop with our children, with people who we care for, it those freaking tentacles and the wiring and the cabling digs deep. It digs deep into you. And it's more than just a thought process. You can't just wake up and kick people out your life and say, I'm going to disappear for 90 days and come back different. You can't do that for your daughter. These are things that you have to live in. These are things that you have to be a part of. These are things that you have to understand that it's not that simple. And I know it's not. I'm up at 2 a.m. because I can't sleep. I know, dude, trust me. I know. I know how hard it is, dude, man. You wake up, it's like having PTSD. You wake up and all you want to do is reach out to her. But she's decided that she doesn't want your input anymore. So at 2 a.m. and 3 a.m. and 1 o'clock in the afternoon, you know she's suffering, and all you want to do is reach out to her and comfort her, and she won't respond to your texts. She won't answer your phone calls, won't answer the door when you come past and knock. Act like what you have to say doesn't matter anymore. And it hurts. It hurts because it's emotional and it makes you want to do emotional things. It makes you want to find a way to fix it. But we can't fix everything. We can't control everything. We can only do what we know to do. We can only control our behavior, right? Correct. All right. Let's pray for Jesse and his family. That's important to do because that's what community does. It's not, dude, Jesse, trust me, man. When I tell you, I know it's not easy. Trust me when I tell you I know what the pain feels like. Trust me when I tell you I know when there is something that you want and it seems like somebody else, it seems like the people who are closest to you and the people who you're trying to look out for, the people who you're trying to care for and shelter don't want that same thing. You want something great for them and they don't want that same thing. You can't change what they want for them, but you have to love them. You have to, dude, oh my goodness. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to turn into a preacher this morning, guys. I'm not trying to preach a sermon on, on the difficulty of dealing with emotions, but I'll tell you what, discipline has four pillars. The four pillars of discipline are repetition, consistency, patience, and perseverance. And when it comes to emotion, you have to continue to show up with repetition. For people who you say you care for, you're going to have to continue to call. You're going to have to continue to show up. You're going to have to do it with consistency, meaning you can't show up one time angry and show up the next time with love. You can't show up one time with a hammer and show up the next time with flowers. You're going to have to show up consistently in the same way. And so, whatever way you choose to approach this, whatever you think is the best way to fix it, and I can't tell you what the best way is to fix it. I can't tell you if it's going to be an emotional fix, if it's going to be a fix through kicking the door in or a fix through hugging it out. I can't tell you. I don't know which one of those it's going to be, but which one of those, whatever one of those paths you choose, you're going to have to show up with that consistently. And then after you show up with that consistently, you're going to have to be patient because it's not going to get fixed the first time you show up, the second time you show up. I don't know how many times you're going to have to show up. I don't know how many times you're going to have to go through it. I don't know how many times you're going to have to survive the difficulty of being hurt or being just castigated and beat down. I don't know how many times you're going to have to go through it, but I'll tell you this right now. However many times you have to go through it, you have to go through it. That's the patient part. The perseverance part is the difficult part. The perseverance is when you're knocked down and the door is slammed in your face and you're turned away and you're told that you're hated and you're told that they don't want to hear from you and you're told that they don't want to care. That's when you have to come back and you have to continue to persevere. I'll let you know, flowers and hugs go a lot further than hammers and guns. I'll let you know, hammers and kicks don't get as much done as flowers and hugs. And so you have to find a way to communicate and you have to do so consistently. Hey guys, I really appreciate you being here today. I appreciate you joining me. Uh, I appreciate you being a part of this. Yes, guys, I have my YouTube channel. It's called BNV Finance Fixers. My name is Oloropo Bird. I appreciate you guys being here. I'm up every day from 4:30 until 5 o'clock. Everything that I cover is all about discipline, personal growth, leadership qualities, and building a wealth for yourself in the future. I enjoy you guys being here. I appreciate you guys being a part of the process. Please head over to the channel, like, subscribe for more, and I'll always be here for you guys from 4:30 until 5. Also, you can check me out on Instagram and Facebook as well. You'll see the links in my bio. And take care, guys. Until next time, I will keep vlogging. You guys have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow morning.